Now, maybe I also want to check to see if the password that the user entered has all capital or all smalls or some kind of a mixture. So maybe I want a method called hasMix or something like that, where I can send the password to the method hasMix, and it'll return a true or a false depending on if there's a mixture of capital letters. So this is how I would want to call on it from main. So again, I would go up to somewhere not in main, but outside of main, or below main, above main, wherever, as long as it's not in main. And I'm going to write a new method, and I'm going to call it hasMix. Name for it. So notice how I defined it up here. It's a method that determines if there's a mix of capital and small letters. It takes a parameter. That parameter is going to be a string representing the password that the user gave down in main. And then a Boolean is going to be returned. So since I'm using this with main, I have to say public static Boolean. Boolean is the return type. hasMix is the name of the method, and P is the parameter. So I want to check to see if there's all smalls or all caps. If it's all smalls or all caps, I return a false because I want a mixture of the two. So I could say something like, well, since this is the first time we're working with this, I'm going to make a string called all caps and another string called all smalls, or all small. And I'm going to set all cap equal to that password in all uppercase. So that's a method we learned from the string class. So I said take the password and put it all in uppercase, and then assign the value of all cap, that all capital letters. So if they entered a word like password, it'll make it all capitals. Same for all small, only using P dot to lowercase. So now I have a version of that password in all small letters and a version of it in all cap letters. And so now I can say something like, if the password they entered that equals the same thing as all cap, I want to return false, because now I know it doesn't have a mixture. They were all capital letters. Same thing if P dot equals all small letters, I want to return a false. In all other cases, so if neither of those things happens, then I know it does have a mix, so I'll return a true. And there I'm done. Now in main, when I call on hasMix with the password, it'll return a true or false.